Smartphone launch events are all pretty much the same these days. They're like a handful of things that it seems like they're all required to have by law. The magical or game-changing features, a couple of lame scripted jokes from the presenter, and the implication that no, this time for real, the camera is so good that you can snap photos just like pros do with minimal effort. But how much truth is there to this? There's obviously a lot more to becoming a good photographer than just having the right gear. But can a smartphone be the right gear? Has the image quality on a modern flagship phone rendered standalone compact or digital cameras irrelevant or obsolete? Well, digital camera sales have been declining for some time now, at least at the lower end of the market. So, a lot of people apparently don't feel the need to carry them around anymore. But are they making a big mistake? For a long time, pocket cameras clearly outstripped their smartphone counterparts for a number of reasons, one of which was the size of the image sensor. Larger image sensors can capture more light, which means that your camera's processor has more information about your surroundings to work with, ultimately leading to a better looking and more detailed photos with less noise. These days, though, image sensors on phones are starting to catch up to standalone cameras. Although there's currently still a limit to how large smartphones' image sensor can get, because smartphones are highly integrated devices that need space for all the other stuff that's inside. Many phones, though, do pack sensors that are close to the size of what you'd find on a mainstream point and shoot camera. Though, we have also come a long way in terms of processing power in smartphones, which not only allows you to play 3D games and multitask with ease, but it also helps your phone to make sense of what its camera sees, turning it into a sharp looking image with accurate white balance and colors instead of steamy mess that we were used to on the phone cameras from 15 years ago. Combine these factors with the fact that modern smartphones make it ridiculously easy to share your pics on Twitter and Instagram, and it becomes clear that separate compact cameras, oh, they're just for suckers, right? Wrong. Actually, despite the convenience of camera phones, standalone compacts still offer some important advantages. Many mainstream compacts, except from the ones at the very low end of the market, allow you to change critical exposure settings like aperture or shutter speed. And although some camera apps say that they can do the same in pro mode or whatever, the truth is that the smartphone's camera use fixed lenses without mechanical parts. So these aperture and shutter speed settings on your phone are really just software simulations of the same settings on a separate camera, which won't come close to giving you the same flexibility and picture quality in situations where you are trying to photograph fast action, fine-tune your brightness, or get your depth of field just right for the effect that you want. And if you're trying to take a shot of a fast moving object, the quick autofocus available on nicer separate cameras can really help your shot come out correctly, something that many smartphone cameras lack. Another massive advantage is in the optics. In the same way that your phone sensors need to be shrunk down, so do their lenses. Bigger and better lenses, especially DSLRs and even consumer grade cameras, give the ability to gather more light for the sensor to achieve that desirable depth of field or bokeh effect. Even optically zoom the image so you can capture a subject as though it were closer up without losing any image quality. Most smartphones lack some or all of this functionality, and what they do have often comes with asterisks or artifacts or other compromises. And there's another issue. If you're an absolute photo and video taking fiend, you'll already know that your habit can cause your phone's battery to plummet. The average compact camera can take hundreds of photos before calling it quits. With all that said, if your main concern is having a straightforward camera experience without any need for fine-tuning, that shiny new smartphone in your pocket will probably serve you as well as that $100 point and shoot camera, thanks to another creature comfort like automatically backing to the cloud. However, there's still a number of enthusiast level compacts on the market with much larger image sensors and powerful image processors and lots of fine tuning options that smartphones can't touch. And that's without even trying to compare the camera on an iPhone or a Google Pixel to four-figure DSLR with expensive detachable lenses. Let's put it this way. I'd be pretty surprised to see professional sport photographers trade in their pricey telephoto lenses for Samsung Galaxies, at least for now. So, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and also don't forget to subscribe.